Good morning. Morning, everyone. Morning. Ewok Templar. How y'all doing? Hopefully you're doing well. I know I took I've been sitting on this one for like 2.5 days. Took a little break and worked on other things. Got one of my other characters up to level 51. That was nice. But we're sticking with it. We're about to be 271. I received an interesting comment talking about how, like, later on, there's, like, only so much we can do to improve the build we're doing. And, I discovered, I looked it up, there's actually a Paragon board that runs into with crackling energy. There's also the legendary I already found, I forgot about it, which makes it to where every time you pick up a cackling energy, you release a Nova. Also, most of your regular legendaries, you can temper them to where they can give you a +1 to this one, Static Discharge. Which by the time you get that to level 8, it's about 48%, so half of your critical strikes will become crackling energies, and then because if you have this one down here, you're automatically picking them up as well. Just like that one right there. So that will get stacked really well later on. That'll be just fine. Where are we? Oh my god, we're in the hive! Oh, this is a great place to be stacking. Sounds a little quiet. Turn it up on my end. I think that's the problem. Yeah, it was. Not to mention, what's really holding me back is I really like having the movement speed right now. Because I feel like that's really helping us with our grinds. You know, most things are getting hit for like at least 10,000 damage and dying in one hit. I mean, that one just took 50,000 damage. 50,000. I mean, if we moved a few things around, especially when it came to critical strikes and critical strike damage, if we went back to having a 100% critical strike build, and then just had everything stacking our critical strike damage, we wouldn't have to worry about boosting crackling energies damage, because we could just literally just buff our critical damage, which we already have buffed. I don't know if you noticed. Our critical strike damage is actually 1,200%. So, it won't matter how... Like, we could be doing very little cackling energy damage. But if it's multiplied by 1,000, 100% of the time... I mean, our critical strike chance right now is 98%. And there is a way to get it to 100, we're just not running it right now. Hell, actually, with that elixir I just took, our critical strike chance should be 100% now. Because that boosted it by 4%, so now we should be 100% critical strike chance. So, I mean, all we really have to do is generate more cackling energy, which, what's it called? Your ball lightning generates 2 every single time you shoot it when it's maxed out this direction right here. Same thing with teleport. And the only reason we're not teleporting is because not only do we not use it because it would activate our enchantment, which is giving us our crazy movement speed. As you know, our movement speed is being boosted by 90%. But we will lose that 90% if we use a defensive skill. In which case our movement speed I think will drop back down to about 140%, which is still pretty good, but it feels super slow after you get used to this. On the plus side, I have saved up a lot of Herodic Strongholds, so we can start blasting these to get some good XP right now. But could you imagine we had 100% critical strike chance. And we were using that amulet that made it to where every time we picked up static discharge, we unleashed a Nova, a shock Nova. Well, maybe we'll experiment with it later. Here in a little bit. Here in a few days. I might start setting it up. Just to see what it's like. Although our movement speed will be less, and I don't think the grind session will be as fruitful. Because being able to knock out these dungeons as fast as possible is kind of like the key ticket. Like right now we don't really need to be doing more damage because most things die in like a single hit. So the difference between doing 10,000 to 50,000 damage and doing 20,000 to 60,000, kind of a moot point at this difficulty level. But I understand what they were getting at. At the same time, I like having a wide blizzard with ice spikes. Not to mention those ice spikes go off, they critically hit. Oh, it's another thing I read online, is that apparently that your damage of Cackling will actually go up depending on how many electrical skills you have equipped. So if you have an all-electric build, it'll do very well indeed. Honestly, I guess we could equip, what's it called? Sparks one. The one where you drop the sparks on the ground.
Without you, I'd be dead.
I forget what it's called.
From here.
The creepy crawl electricity. Wait, was that telling me there was a Haragic stronghold over here? No, I was just picking up static energy. But yeah, basically, I decided to take a little break, and that break got a little bit longer. More and more I did it. I was just gonna take the one day off. Then the next day, I woke up with a headache, and like I woke up, ate breakfast, and I had this headache, and I had to lay back down, and I didn't get up until noon. So I was like, whatever, maybe I'll stream tonight. And then the nighttime happened, and I was like, I didn't really feel like it. Felt like too much. So I ended up playing my other character, which is coincidentally another sorcerer. But over the past couple of days, I managed to get her from level like 30 all the way to 51. So that's cool. I'm thinking about having her do the conjuration, which I played with it, and honestly, it's okay. I kind of don't like it, because you're just there sort of watching your cooldowns all the time. It is pretty good though, because I found myself just standing there most of the time, not having to worry about anything. One thing that bothered me was like most of the time, like I was looking down at my cooldowns rather than looking at the screen and what my spawn things were actually doing to the enemy. I know they were working though, because the enemies were just dead. They were just dead. Although I have discovered that I really don't like the ice knives. You spawn them and they move kind of slow compared to everything else. It takes them a while to get across the battlefield. They end up like hitting like maybe one enemy before they despawn, because they move so slowly, and it's like, well, I don't know about that. It really makes lightning spears familiar. I think the Hydra's a bit broken actually, because there's no cooldown and there's no mana cost. You just get Hydras. You just have a maximum of Hydras, that's it. 2, you can have 2 Hydras. That's the one rule that it has. Other than that, it's just more fire, tiny fires, what's it called? Fire bolts for free, and they last a while, and by the time the Hydras go away, you can just summon them again. They're really good. Like if you're doing fire or conjuration, there's very little reason not to be running Hydra. They don't cost you mana. They don't have a cooldown. You just get them. You don't like where they are, where you left them behind, just summon it again up ahead where you want it to be. It's free real estate. I don't know how else to describe it. It's free damage. Kind of makes me miss the old Frost Nova enchantment though, because it used to be a lucky hit with your conjuration skills to release a Frost Nova, which I think Frost Nova's enchantment is better now. It's better, but I thought it was interesting that if you did an all conjuration build combined with Frost Nova, you could have your conjurations randomly exploding in Frost Novas. Weird, but interesting. But yeah. By that logic, if you can somehow get your Torment 4, huh? Yeah, alright, Posterorium. Good to see you again. But, as I was saying, there are ways to improve the static discharge damage, but I'm not worried about it, seeing as the amount of damage we're putting out is ridiculous. Like I said before, like I'm reiterating now, everything's pretty much dying in one hit anyway, except for maybe boss fights. So boosting its damage is not 100% SA, but I'll go ahead and give it a go. Although I don't know what to do about movement speed. Maybe I might try getting a different pair of boots. But if I do a different pair of boots, I won't have the 100% critical strike chance. See what I'm saying? With this combo, that's pretty much the big leap into 100% critical strike chance. And then if I combined it with, I mean, I have 100% right now because of the elixir. But before I was using the blue rose ring to get it there. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I could just be slamming the basics. Which, I don't know if you noticed, I don't even have to do that. I could just have the static discharge do it for me like that. Not a prop. Not a prop. He's dead. He died, and because he died to a critical hit, I already got my static discharge back immediately. So yee. Yee and yee. Let's hit. I'm just gonna hit all the heroic strongholds right away, so we can try to get as much XP as possible. But as you saw, now we're 271. So we're only 29 levels away. And I think that's what makes this the best for grinding this difficulty. I mean, as you can see, most things are taking 20,000 to 50,000 damage just from static discharge. So I can just walk it like I talk it. Yes.
The beasts can't resist the sin.
Only.
Even their own. I'm not here to lure out a few. Care to join them?
I'm not worried about that right now. Right now, I'm gonna keep my promise.
They're angry now.
Y'all just need to relax and listen to the beautiful music. Deadly deposition.
Bloody
I
well
don't understand
done.
this guy though.
With all this, we can draw out one of the big ones.
He glitches out a lot. This one,
Do you hear that?
you'll kill the big guys, and then all of a sudden the big guys will just stop spawning for some reason.
Right. That's it. Take this for your troubles. Good luck to you.
Me, the way I see it, one day there'll be a sandwich. Chronic Triggers, why are you here? Like, dude, there's like other content exists. Perhaps you should try exploring it. Right now, we are in a situation called communicating. Evade Spirit Ball. Now, are there things that can actually reduce your evade cooldown? Do like cooldown reductions count towards that? Because I notice my evade is like 5 seconds. I know. I could have swore like depending on your boots, you can get it down to even less. I swear I had a pair of boots that made it like 3 seconds. Oh, I think it's up here. Yeah, event grabs 100% movement speed for 3 seconds. I could have sworn there was something there. Like, I know there's different ones that give you more charges to your evade. I remember I had a pair of boots that gave me like 2 additional charges, so I could just evade. And on the plus side, now that we're out of the season of the Mother, there's no reason for me not to get my other characters up to level 60 so we can play with them as well. Experiment with the different builds that are out there. At least my rogue. But I need to like clean up my inventory. I have a lot. I have a lot of gear for sorcerers because those have been my main bread and butter. I like the sorcerer a little too much. I have 3 sorcerers just so that I could eventually get them to the builds I want and then never have to change their stuff out. Oh, that's cool. So you just keep on evading. I know there's different, what's it called? Aspects that make it to where when you evade, they can do something. I know for the wizard, it's like if you're below 50% health and you evade, you can like freeze enemies that are close to you. Thunder Spike, is it like a... How does the druid work? Is it like... Is it a lightning build or is it like an elemental build? They have like elemental powers. Because I remember on D2, they had like wind and like fire. But it was like an earth fire. lightning. Big zaps. That's cool. I like their call lightning ability. Kind of reminds me of the lightning from D2 for the sorceress, where you could like have like storm armor and random lightning bolts would rain down from the sky. I wonder if there's anyone that gets like bonuses to speed. I asked this before. I wonder if there's like maybe a druid would be a way to go, because I remember their speed seems to increase while they're in werewolf mode. And I remember there was this one druid I saw. He was in werewolf mode all the time, like 100% of the time. He was werewolf mode. You never needed to leave it. And I thought, man, his build's cool. I don't know if that's available anymore, because that was back when the game first came out and the highest level was level 100. And there was no paragons. Actually, it was like 50 paragons. Oh, I see. Spamming the ultimates and just keep moving. That sounds good. Anything that keeps you moving. Here's my question. Is Troublemint real? She's one of those girls where she looks so pretty and clean, she looks like AI. You know what I mean? By these Morris orbs right here, the amount of damage they do can sneak up on you. You gotta keep moving. Why is Aeneas Morris here? Why is he trying to touch me? What information could he glean from that? Might be completely AI generated. I don't know. Super weird. I'm gonna have to find out. Because if this is the future, it's gonna become crazy. You're gonna have a bunch of people confused about who's real and who's not. Not to mention now you're gonna have a bunch of people listening to artists, not knowing, and knowing what no one will know. Like you run into people who are like super big fans of this artist that you've never heard of before ever. And then every single time you meet someone new. Let's see. I wonder what I could do with the rogue, because I remember I liked the rogue, especially like the trap dropping, dropping the bombs on those freaks as they chase me. Not to mention the rogue's movement speed right at the beginning seemed to be a little bit faster. That's why I'm curious about it. Because if I can give this enchantment to my rogue and just be dropping bombs behind me, running through the entire place. Not to mention her her evade, I think, added to where like it automatically counts as a dodge as he passes by enemies, so you can just like cut through them and they count as like not being there. They can't body block you. Oh, I think it's like unstoppable. I think she gets like unstoppable for like a split second when she evades. That'd be kind of cool, just be dropping grenades on people as I run through. I'll have to test that out. Gotta get the rogue to level 60. Dance of Knives. Is that one of the rogues? They get like the knives around them. I wonder if you can combine that with the now that I think about it. If I gave my rogue a bunch of thorns, because I believe they have a life gain thing too. Unless I'm misremembering that. I could be I could be thinking about the what's it called? The assassin from Diablo 2. I remember they had like the triple throwing knives go out in front of them, but they got the throwing knives that shoots out all around them like in a circle. Big circle knives. I'll play with it later today, see what it's about. Trying to get my other two sources to level 60 before, because then like I can give them the items now. We can start deleting a lot of the items I have, so I can get their builds finally in order. The builds that I first have wanted, because you know the builds are subject to change as time goes on. Even if you didn't want to go full static discharge like this, I'm not even in full static discharge, but if I just used it to get mana back, you know what I mean? If I just use it to generate mana as I kill, this could actually make a decent weather woman as well. Actually, now that I think about it, does any of the builds have life gain? The Barbarian has to, right? Because I've been thinking about the armor plates, the unique armor soul brand. And I can't figure out who it's supposed to be good for. One stronghold left. Maybe they are real. I'm gonna say maybe. Just because they also do like things with featuring, which I don't know how that would even work. Can you imagine an AI artist featuring another AI artist? Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out, because the potion thing, you get more potions, but they just give you a barrier instead of letting you heal. But if you had something that made you to where you had regen while you had a barrier up, then it would work just fine. Maybe I'll make a barb as well, do spin to win, but I just need to get my inventories clear. Because I don't like, one thing I miss though from the other Diablos is having a stash that's just for that character. I like the shared stash, but now all the tabs are shared, and it's like, well, I only get like 6 of them, but I can have 10 characters. It's like, okay, that's... Doesn't seem like enough room, honestly.
They've been feeding on me.
Especially if you want to keep sets for different builds.
Please, take it back from me. Let
And I do like they adopted the thing from Diablo 3 to where you could just change, you can just respec any time, so you can try out and do a different build. At the same time, it definitely seems way more equipment dependent. Which I guess the other ones. Like, I remember D2 eventually, after all the updates, your equipment became very dependent on the build you're going for, especially if you're using rune words, which, why would you not be? And I played a decent amount of 3, but I don't remember specifically if there's like certain items where I had to, they were part of a build. I'm sure there were, and I just never reached that point.
such power.
My biggest problem with D3 was how linear it was. It's like the map was always the same unless you did like the, what were they called, the Hell Tides? Or the Hell... I know they had like the randomized dungeons, but they were very specific. And even now, here in D4, a lot of these dungeons seem to be the same thing over and over again. They have like only a couple of different versions that change very little. Oops. I seem to have carelessly left the cube on the other side of the map. Yeah, I don't even remember that. Set builds. Remember I had a sorceress and I liked being the meteor sorceress. Having the multi-meteor. To where after it hit, you got like mana back, so you could just do it immediately again. You just like bombard. It became like an AC-130 across the battlefield. Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. Or a chopper gunner, but with meteors. Another one I really liked was infinite disintegration. You just keep on casting it and you automatically get the mana back for it. And another one was infinite magic missile, which was really easy to set up. Because then, like, they would die and explode into more magic missiles, and they had a chance to get hit for more magic missiles. Yeah, that was my favorite. Definitely the meteor. Talarasha's tomb. Crazy how we deal with Talarasha that one time in Diablo 2, and even now in Diablo 4, we're still running into all his stuff. He had so many things. Then again, he was supposed to be a very powerful wizard, powerful enough to seal away one of the great, or one of the 3 prime evils. So I guess it's fine. I'm just not getting the additional ambushes I thought I would be. Might still get it, but it's gonna be like right there at the end. Good enough. Oh, really? Like he was a direct Nephilim from them? That's cool. Learn something new every day. Trying to think of how to keep my movements to the top. The amulet adds damage to cackling energy. I mean, I don't need to do it. I could do it. It would just be for fun. But it definitely won't be the most efficient thing we can do on Expert. Being able to move through the dungeon as fast as possible is really killer. But also having a high critical strike chance really helps out. The static discharge build, making it go off often even more so. Alright. If I got boots, if I put on the amulet, the conduit amulet, then I got boots that cooled down my teleport by at least 4.5 seconds. Then I can use the teleport's ability to get 2 more cackling energies every now and then. Hey, I appreciate you. You don't have to inform me every single time, though. You know? You focus on your thing, man. You communicate. I mean, I'm happy for you. But, you know, it's not necessary to keep me updated. Machine AI. Sounds like a real modern version of Wrathful.
Over here! Help!
Dedication. Well, we appreciate it. We are dedicated to our cause as well. And I am open to seeing the nexuses in causality itself. I forgot how fun the pull ability is. Every 2 seconds, enemies get pulled towards you. Just to see them get yeeted across, especially if they're already dead. Yeet. I told you, my favorite thing is getting the gravity well ability to pull off with the ball lightning at the exact same time they're getting pulled. They get pulled towards you, then they get pulled away. Hello, sir.
Resist the sin of blood.
Oh, hunting big games again, huh?
I'm enough here to lure
Couldn't help but notice that this place is plagued with chipotle, explosive chipotle fights. You know anything about that?
That certainly got their attention.
Alright, pay close attention. There he is, there it is. He's consuming. He's sucking the juice out of him. Okay, they seem to be spawning correctly. They seem to be okay for now. Every now and then somebody gets to break sequence and they stop spawning these big guys for him to consume. And I personally don't like what he's doing to them. He's turning them into Slurpees. He's some sort of like spider wizard. Yeah, someone's got us through the crock pot. Might as well be us.
Bloody well done. With all this, we can draw out one of the big ones. Do you hear that? That's it. Take this for your troubles. Good luck to you.
Yeah, you're alright too, sir. You ever want to eat some giant boars the size of elephants again, you let me know. What is this? No. Sometimes you gotta say no, dude. Oh man. They have AI generated music videos now. Starting to get worried. About to be at what's it called? A place where there's gonna be so much content, everyone's gonna be lost in the sauce. You're gonna have a bunch of people, but have you seen this? And they're gonna be like, no, but have you seen this? Have you seen this? There's gonna be a bunch of just new stuff, and you're not gonna be able to keep up with it. It's gonna be a content overload. Deathly Shadows, send me away. As you can see, it's greatly slowed down. It's greatly slowed down. The amount of XP we can achieve, that 35%, you could feel it. This reminds me of all that about a year ago before all the updates. We just got past level 80. Mythic? No. Mythics aren't available on Expert. I can't go to the Undercity as well. I think I have to be at least on Pentient's difficulty or Torrent 1 for Mythics to start showing up. I got distracted by this AI music video about some sort of psycho circus by this band called Cortex US, which I can't decide if they're real either. They sounded like Gent mixed with Seven Dust. I think I've accidentally entered an AI music rabbit hole. Maybe I said it out loud too many times. You know, things are gonna go really crazy when you combine AI with like a build engine. Because then imagine like you just have the engine at home on your computer, and you just like, hey, you know what? I would like to play a game. I want to play Crisis 4. You know, like name things that I want you to take all the information that you've gathered so far And I want you to make your version of Half-Life 3 and let me play it. Wouldn't that be, like, to think we're right around the corner of having that. There's just going to be a game called Game Generator. And you just enter a prompt. And it'll make you an amalgamation of that game. It's kind of crazy. I want to play Halo 17 No Country for Old Women. I want it to be a combination of Halo, Grand Theft Auto, and Katamari Damacy. Can you imagine? Hey, give me about 12 hours. We'll be ready. How many missions you want it to be? I want Doom 3 with the lights on. About 50 levels. I want Fallout 4, but replace the Institute with the Voltaic experiment so it makes more sense. Does that make sense to you, man? The Institute was killing humans to replace them with synthetic humans to protect the human race, but they had to kill humans to do it. Like, why wouldn't you just make new people that looked different? Why'd you have to make a copy of someone then replace them? It was for, like, to control them, right? So, like, was it about saving humanity or enslaving it? Because it's like, I don't know, it feels like, but they never, the Institute scientists never replaced themselves, so it really comes off as more of like an excuse for like a power trip. World domination, basically. Elder Scrolls 6, yeah, that's gonna happen. 2027. Right after they release the new GTA, which is gonna be good, I'm told. Because they said so. Ignore the fact that most of the staff has been replaced by a bunch of woke people with septum piercings and ideas. I'm sure it'll turn out just fine. You remember how the last Saints Row was good? And it was just called Saints Row? Clearly by now you should know that I'm speaking sarcastically. It felt weird. It felt like a really watered down version of Saints Row. The only campaign I liked, the only story missions I liked was the one where you were like doing the LARP, the big LARP, the Mad Max LARP. That was pretty good. That was funny and interesting. But it really did feel weird. What was up with that guy not having a shirt on all the time? Who was that for? They played all the other Saints Rows and they said, you know what we noticed? Our customers really like making shirtless guys. What if we make one of his friends a shirtless guy so that he's never alone? He's never there shirtless without a friend who's also shirtless. I don't know, man. Color me curious. I want a combination of Doom 3, and I want it to be a prequel, but also I want the combination to be that one modded Half-Life campaign, Catch the Freeman. I need that. I need that. How about Halo Infinite, but with New Game Plus, so you can keep all your legendary guns they already found, and you don't want to have to find them all again? That'd be nice. What is this genre? Angry Gent? Gent, but itchy. I was really hoping they'd have borrow a little bit more from Path of Exile. I think you should be able to turn some of your materials into other materials. Yeah, that'd be alright. That'd be alright. I wouldn't mind Diablo 2 with the Diablo 4 engine. I mean, Diablo 3 didn't look bad, but they had the interesting, I believe their menu system was like a bit different. The way items work, if I remember correctly, it reminded me more of like Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, with like it being like a giant scroll. You go up and down, right? Am I remembering that correctly? It's been a while. Diablo 3 was the one I played the least. And I beat it a bunch of times, but I made like 3 characters. Made like Sorceress. I take that back. It was like 4 characters. I made a Sorceress, I made a Demon Hunter, and I made a Barbarian. Then by the time, what was it called? Reaper of Souls came out, I started a Crusader, but then something else came out and I started playing that instead. And I completely forgot to go back to Diablo 3 and play through all of Reaper of Souls. Crusader was fun though, like even at the beginning, getting the horse and slamming it. 60 slots, huh? Wait, what am I missing here? I don't remember. If Diablo 3 ever goes on sale for like $5, I might pick it up again. Just to have it. It wasn't bad, it just... I found myself having more fun going back and making a random Diablo 2 character every now and then. If I was just gonna want to play a dungeon crawler that I liked. Honestly, Diablo 4 is not bad. I just wish it had a little bit more time put into it, especially when it came to sound design. Oh, you must be a young person. Nah, I like Diablo 2 more. Granted, it's definitely more challenging. Diablo 3 was definitely more user-friendly, easier to get into, and it was fine. But story-wise was also weird. You bring back Deckard Cain just to kill him off at the beginning. I feel like that's a trope with a lot of series trying to revamp themselves. And I remember this character, well, they're back, and then all of a sudden they're dead. not saying Diablo 2 was perfect, because like then you did have to like, if you wanted to do anything interesting or go any further, you had to definitely use the rune words. It's also definitely a lot shorter campaign than I remember it being. At least it takes longer if you're by yourself because you have to grind more. But with friends, like even just one extra person, just 2 players, it's actually a lot shorter than I remember it being. A couple of weekends and you'd be there at the end. And maybe you have a young way of thinking then. One of my favorite memories of Diablo 3, and I wish I didn't give it back. Otis, my friend Otis, he got this modded sword that made it to where you could do like a gajillion damage, and we were using it to max out our characters to get to the highest level, because we'd hit like a wall when it came to the grinding of how difficult it got. And I remember I wasn't maxed. I forget what level I was, but I definitely wasn't the highest level possible. But eventually he was like, he wasn't playing as often, so I was using it a lot. But he wanted to take it back at some point because I see what you're saying. Customization, definitely. Diablo 2 definitely had it to where, like, your armor looked the way it looked. There was no, like, choice in that. You had a certain level of armor and it looked a certain way. But Diablo 3, a lot of the maps stayed the same. I know, like, once you got to, like, the Hell Tides or the Hell Dungeons, whatever they called, they had a randomization to them. But I guess I just never got to that part. That's probably why maybe I can't give it the full review that I could. I did not get the 100% Diablo 3 experience. I beat it. I played it a lot. And I beat it several times with my friends. But I never got to that, I guess, the end game. I never made it to the end of Reaper of Souls, and I never really started to grind out the Hell Tides for more legendaries and stuff. Got a tribute of growth. Hold on, let's look at this. We did not gain as much as I thought we would. Look at this. We were about 6 million away from leveling up. By that logic, I mean, we leveled up. But that makes it to where we've gained, we went from about doing about 33 to 36 million to a maximum of 44 million to about 22 million. It was definitely going to slow us down a little bit, but as you can see, the XP difference from level 270 to 271 is about 12 million more. That's not a lot more, honestly. If it keeps on trending like that, by the time we're level 80, it might be 20 million more per level. So if, like, let's, like, do the math on that. Let's say it'd be about a level 80 itself would be about 110 million more, so it'd be about 420 million or so. Yeah, it's gonna get rough, but it's not gonna be that bad. And honestly, I slowed down a little bit. I got distracted. Let's see how many waves we got through. Yeah, I definitely did not go through them as fast as possible. Honestly, I thought I'd get more XP by doing the Heraldic Strongholds and getting all those kills inside the Heraldic Strongholds. Because we only got through 8. We only got through 8 keys, when usually we were doing at least 11 to 13. So that could also have attributed to how much XP we got. I might do another run off camera here in a little bit, where I just do gold reserves and blast waves and what all these random ones. See how fast I can get through them. Because I'm willing to bet I can get at least 11 waves, maybe another 6 million of XP. So instead of 22 million, maybe 28 million an hour. You could really be pumping it. Another thing I noticed, strangely enough, is you get keys more often if your key pouch is empty. Because I've been playing on my other character, and she just been doing random dungeons, and like so far she's been getting like random keys just every couple of dungeons, like 1 or 2, just out of chest. So that might be a thing I look into as well. Is I actually like dump all my keys into a chest and then actually just run some regular dungeons. See if I get a bunch more keys that way. But I'm gonna leave that one here. Hold on. I might actually stop as well and open up the Paragon boards and actually redistribute my points to actually benefit the cackling energy build even more so. Because right now I'm still using the same 4 boards I was using when I was doing Weather Woman. So it was really about just damage for all 3 of the elements. If you're curious about those, let's take a look. Does it say, wish it told me which ones I was using. Should go by the name. What is this? Burning Instinct. That should be the name, I think. And this one's the Frigid Fate. Searing Heat. And then Static Surge. This actually might be the board that's for the static energy buildup. Let me take a look at this. Let's see. Hitting enemy at least 8 times a second with shock skills grants 30 mana regeneration. I think there's another one that does more. Critical strike damage and lightning damage. And I believe the crackling energy counts as lightning damage, so the more lightning damage you do, the more lightning damage it's going to be doing. Are we talking about the glyphs? Oops. Is there a way you can do a full screen? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I remember one of them is just for the, what's it called? Conjuration abilities. Had a little bit of for all 3 elements, but I was more focused on the conjurations, that's why I didn't grab that one. But it just takes time. It just takes time to move all this stuff around. That's why I didn't mess with it. But I could now. I could move away from the fire and ice and just go straight for the lightning. Although I still do like using Blizzard, I could just, if we wanted to see the potential of the static build, we can go straight just electric. Just straight lightning damage. Which I might do. I might set that up for next time. Although I won't have the movement speed, because I'm going to have to rearrange the legendaries. Although, maybe I will, because maybe having 100% critical striking chance would be more beneficial. But then I can't do it without the... I'd have to use the elixir, because there'd be no reason... if I go all lightning, there'll be no reason for me to run Blue Rose other than that 10% critical strike chance. But that would be a little bit wasteful. Just a little bit. But even without Blue Rose right now, we're sitting at... Where is it? Yeah, 98%. So, it's fine. It'll be fine. But, I'm gonna leave it here for now. It's gotten plenty warm in my room. We'll let it get warmer as the day goes by. But, thank you all who came out today. Especially you. 4782. I'm gonna call you, Witness. Witness 4782. And, who was it, as well? Chronic Triggers. I don't know why he's here. He seems to be... It's like, if that's your attitude, just don't comment or watch something else. Why are you here? Like, there's no reason for you to come here if it's not for you, man. Yeah. That's that they keep you stocked with keys. I keep you stocked with keys. I preferred it last time, though. I preferred doing a nightmare dungeon than randomly getting a nightmare key at the end. And then all the ones you didn't like, you could just recycle them for the nightmare sigil juice that you could turn into nightmare keys at the occultist. But it is what it is. I'm gonna leave this one here. I think I'm gonna fiddle with setting up the bigger static electric build for next time, but then I'm also gonna work on getting right next to level 272. And also try to get my rogue to level 60, so we have a different character to play with in the grind. But I'll leave this here. Thank you all who came out today. Thank you, our future people. Get back to watch these old episodes. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit the like button, keep on posting. See you on the next one. Y'all take it easy. Unless you're Chronic Triggers, then go touch grass. It's just weird. Why are you here wasting people's time?